Jeez Louise. All right. I want to add my congratulations to everyone also before I begin. So I first met Jessica when she came into the Honor Center, and she was sitting on our blue couch that we've had for ages. Who knows what grows in that blue couch? But she was sitting on the blue couch, and she was, she's very petite, and she had her hands together in her lap. And she came in with her brother, who was here today also. She was very shy, which is quite understandable because she really did not realize what lay ahead for her, despite her brother's dictum that she's going to do this, and everything else. Okay? But what Jessica has done is laid out her own path over the semesters. She's really challenged herself with not only her involvement in volleyball, but also in academics and service with Circle K, AGS, Honors Ambassadors, Meals for Mankind. Now she has to come into the center several times because she's stressed. She doesn't know whether she should stay in sports. What if her grades fall? And she's done so much, but I was confident, without a doubt, that she could handle everything, and indeed she has. And I think she even surprised herself with all that she has accomplished while she's been at Mount SAC. From a very early age, Jessica was involved in physical activity, and she writes that at the age of 6, she had begged her mom to allow her to get involved in ballet. And then that later on evolved to her involvement in gymnastics. And then, of course, her years of playing competitive volleyball in high school and at Mount SAC. We, as recommenders or presenters, have the privilege of being able to read the other letters that have been written. And I think there's so many great stories that have come out of those letters for Jessica. Her Mount SAC coach, Maria Dennis, noted that being competitive not only helped Jessica improve her athletic and academic skills, but also helped her become more self-disciplined and gain such self-confidence. Jessica's schedule involved working part-time, spending 20 hours a week, practicing and competing, and you know how difficult that is, and carrying as many as 18 units in, academically, and still maintaining the 3.9 GPA. With all of that, just absolutely amazing. And Maria mentions that Jessica encouraged and challenged her teammates to become better players, not necessarily with her words, but with the example that she set as being such a hard worker. And another great story from her South Hills coach, Charm Doyle. Her favorite memory of Jessica was the final match of a league championship, and the score was tied when Jessica dove for a ball and seriously hit her head on the floor. The staff checked her out. She said she was okay and that she could continue, even though Charm writes she probably couldn't really focus from hitting her head so hard on the floor. But she stayed in the game and made 3 amazing plays to finish the game that allowed the team to win and take the league championship. Coach Doyle notes that the win would not have been possible without Jessica's competitive drive to succeed and to finish. And I think that Jessica's own words kind of summarize a lot of what she has done and what her goals are in life, other than to attend UCLA. She writes that for as long as I can remember, I have always been a person who wanted to acquire cultural elements that would make me a well-rounded individual. I have aspired to be musically brilliant as well as academically accomplished with a proficiency in sports. I seek to create a refined and balanced identity for myself, of which I could be proud and honored to call my own. Indeed, you've accomplished that. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Cerudo.
Sorry, gotta get this. Okay, so it wasn't a secret to a lot of my close friends and family that I didn't plan on going to Mount SAC. Just as financial status stood at the time, I had to, and that was fine, but I was pretty unmotivated because I didn't want to enroll there. But looking back on the 2 years that I've spent there as a student and as an athlete, I'm actually really scared to leave because it has become my second home. And actually, it's more of like my first home since I spend more time there than I do in my own bedroom. I had one mindset, pretty much, just focus on getting good grades to satisfy my parents, participate in some clubs to make the transcript look competitive enough for when time came to transfer, and play some volleyball and find a balance between school and my personal life. It seemed like everything I was doing was for other people, but I didn't mind because it would benefit me, or rather what I would have to present on paper. Before, all these things were tasks to me, but now that I have my graduation goggles on, I'm realizing that my involvement in all of these things made me richer as an individual, and without them, it wouldn't have been possible for me to win this award, which I'm so grateful, so grateful to receive. I never thought that I would even have a chance, and even my mom, she jokingly thought that I would never receive anything from Mount Sac the way my brother did, because, well, he's super smart, and, you know, he is, and I've accepted that. And so she's joked about that, but I know she's meant well, but all jokes aside, winning this is that much sweeter, but... All jokes aside, Mount Sac has changed me in a way that I never thought imaginable, and I'm so sad to be leaving. But I know that I'm more than prepared to take the next step of my life, which I owe great thanks to people like Linda Diaz or Carolyn Kuykendall and even Rebecca Hatch, because they're always advising me and directing me towards a rewarding future. Without their generosity, kindness, and truly genuine spirit to help any student that came their way, I would be lost. I want to thank my brother, because he's like my best friend who never gives up on motivating me. Oh my god, so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Okay. He never gives up on motivating me or really challenging me to achieve everything that I never thought I could. I want to thank my boyfriend, who's been with me since the toils of high school, for his unending support, and of course my parents, who without them, I would not understand the value of hard work. I'm gonna miss Mount Sac, and will forever remember everything I gained from this school, from the friends I made to the gracious staff, and all the experiences that were made possible through my involvement with them. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be a student of distinction.